Thrones, yeah, Game of Thrones, fucking Game of Thrones, fucking Game of Thrones, fucking Game of Thrones, fucking Game of Thrones, yeah, Game of Thrones, yeah, Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones.
Welcome to Game of Thrones Chat, Season 5, Episode 9, A Dance of Dragons. I'm Dan, and I am unsullied because I have not read the books by George R.R. Martin. Not any of them.
And I'm Thomas, and I'm double solid because I've read the books twice.
Alright, let's get into this sad episode. Oh, I can't get into it. Stannis!
Stannis!
I hate you! You were my king!
Okay, so the episode starts with Melisandre realizing that Stannis' camp is being raided.
Does it really?
Okay.
We have this camp on fire. It lights up in several locations at the same time. There are guards, but they don't see anyone. Is Ramsay Bolton a ninja? Is he? Are they that?
The faceless Bolton.
Are they that stealthy? Can they really do this well? They are like super good.
Davos says that the Northerners, they know their lands better than we do. It seems impossible to me. But it happened.
And
I guess
it really accomplishes Melisandre's goals, right? And who is good with fire? Melisandre.
Oh, so you're thinking that she's doing this thing by herself?
I'm just open for the possibility.
Okay, let's stay open to the possibility.
But she looks quite surprised, though. She looks like she learns of it from the Lord of Light 30 seconds before it happens.
But yeah, exactly. It looks like she has some kind of premonition. Yeah. But it's not very good because she's not quick enough to do anything about it.
It's like the Lord of Light is trolling her. It's like, look at this!
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Couldn't you have shown her that 6 months ago?
Yes. Yeah, he was useless today.
Yeah.
He needs a sacrifice or something.
I think he needs a sacrifice, absolutely.
So what we hear from Davos is that the food stores is burned to the ground and that all the siege weapons are destroyed. And
I was so happy that they actually had siege weapons. That was one of my greatest words. Where the fuck are the siege weapons?
They're destroyed.
Yeah, but they were there at least. The plan looks so bad.
Yeah, okay, it looks kind of better. Yeah, but now they don't have any, and they're running out of horses to eat.
Yeah,
and
one of them was pretty well barbecued.
That didn't make any sense to me. So you sabotage the place by like smearing a horse with oil?
Yeah, Ninja Ramsay snuck in, smeared the horse, and set it on fire.
That's pretty tricky.
Yeah,
that could actually be Ramsay's school of sabotage.
Yes.
Why not torture animals?
Very impressive.
When you don't have a Stark girl to torture around.
Yep.
So from this, Stannis thinks, I have to send Davos to the wall to get help. Basically tells Davos to promise Jon Snow anything.
Do you think Stannis thinks that he will get any help from the wall? Or is this just a trick?
It might just be a trick because he wants to send Davos away so he can do whatever he wants to do with his family, as we will see later in the episode.
My family stays with me.
Yeah, well, it's...
At the barbecue!
So do you think then that Davos thinks that something is up because he really pleads to at least get take Shireen with him?
I think he might be nervous, but if he actually knew anything or really suspected it, I don't think he would have left.
Okay, so...
and it's very interesting, where does this leave Stannis and Davos' relationship? Can you see Davos coming back, Thomas?
I could see him coming back and attacking his king, or I could see him going back to the wall and then getting a raven with his message and taking the black, or I could see...
Yeah, I think Davos taking the black would be pretty awesome, wouldn't it? Jon Snow surely would need a Davos.
He lost his son and now he feels like he lost his king almost, or I don't know how he's going to react, so...
Davos in the Night's Watch, I would like that.
Okay, he would make a good fit.
But I don't think he's ever coming back as the Hand of the King. Not to Stannis, at least.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. And then we have a nice little scene where Stannis puts in his last little effort to become Father of the Year.
Oh, you missed the Davos
that's right.
Shireen scene. And this scene really gave me the creeps because this is way too nice. So I figured, okay, Shireen is gonna burn.
She's given a stag.
Yeah.
And that's the symbol for House Baratheon.
Yes.
Although the new symbol for House Baratheon under Stannis is the burning stag.
Oh.
Oopsie daisy.
Whoopsie daisy.
And Shireen tells Davos of the Dance of the Dragons, which was a civil war 150 years ago or something.
Yeah.
And he apparently doesn't know very much about it, but she tells him a little bit. And then we have the next scene where Shireen tells Stannis about the Dance of Dragons.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know anything either.
No.
So apparently he didn't pay any attention to history lessons as well.
Which is weird.
Yeah,
for a guy very interested in military matters.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, well, there's other things in this episode that's lots more strange. So let's just move to the next scene then, where Shireen is burned to a crisp.
Do you think this decision is in line with Stannis' character?
He has burnt. He burnt his brother-in-law. He wanted to burn his nephew. Burning his daughter is, of course.
And he killed Renly.
He killed his brother Renly. Yeah, so it's not completely separate from his character, but still, it's weird.
He gave that fantastic speech about how he saved Shireen before.
Yeah.
From the grayscale, and
so this kind of setting up this then.
It was a brutal. The opinion of Stannis really shifted.
Yeah, no, I saw it. I just figured this is. I mean, he's lost it. Didn't you think also that he's basically gone from neutral to evil or something? Or
yes.
I thought of when I saw it. I thought of Richard Karstark's last words from season 3, episode 5.
Yep.
You remember when Robb Stark beheaded him?
Kill me and be cursed. You are no king of mine. Exactly.
And then I thought of Sir Roderick Castle's last words in the season 2, episode 6.
Gods help you, Theon Greyjoy. Now you are truly lost.
I agree with both of those sentiments. I mean, he's no king of mine, and he's truly lost now, I think.
Yes. I like the fact that Sylise actually repented, that she regretted it.
Yeah, she changed her mind there.
Finally became the mother she should have been.
Mm-hmm. I think that for her, I mean, she has really deferred to Stannis and to Melisandre, her two guiding lights, so to say, so that she figures, well, Stannis and Melisandre is going to figure out what's good for us. I'm just going to follow them.
Yes.
And even when they started to talk about burning Shireen, it's like, this is going to be fine.
Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good. They know what they're doing. They're bluffing.
Yeah.
But then she's
Can
like,
we bring marshmallows?
Yeah. But then she's like, wait a minute. They're burning my daughter.
My one daughter. The one heir.
Her one heir.
The last Baratheon, right?
Well,
there's no one left except Stannis.
Tommen Baratheon.
Not that guy.
Not that guy. Well, maybe Gendry.
Yeah, Gendry.
Gendry, come back.
This made me happy that Gendry managed to escape earlier.
Yeah.
Because he would have been
maybe that becomes
first in line for the fire.
Yeah, he would have been burnt, and that would not have been a good thing, of course. He would have been burnt much long before Shireen, of course.
We sort of have forgiven Jaime Lannister for pushing Bran out the window. Jaime is a fairly well-liked character on the show. Do you think Stannis can ever come back? Or is he truly lost?
I think what he did was worse.
Yes, definitely worse.
But if Jaime can come back from that, I guess Stannis can come back also.
Do you now want Stannis to win against the Boltons or not, Thomas?
I'm rooting for the Boltons. I don't know. I mean, I think actually Stannis fell below Roose Bolton in the Father of the Year ratings.
As a candidate for the Iron Throne as well, I would probably be happier with
Balon
Roose Bolton.
Balon Greyjoy.
Oh, he's way ahead of those guys.
Exactly. So Tommen doesn't look that bad now, does he?
No, actually, who do you want to sit on the Iron Throne now? There's nobody left.
None of the above. I'm looking elsewhere.
Yeah.
I'm looking east. We'll get back to that.
To Peter Baelish.
It couldn't be any worse, could it?
It could always be worse.
So let's move on to the wall then.
Yeah, I think this scene maybe should have been the last scene in the episode, but the last scene in the episode was so long. But this I felt was the major event of the episode. This was going so far beyond what TV usually does.
Yeah, I agree. I think that this will be more of a talk kind of thing than the last scenes with the Marine thing, because I mean that might have been more powerful and there was more extras and more CGI and so on. But this is so. I mean, those people who talked about stopped watching the show after Ramsay raped Sansa. I mean, come on, burning your own daughter, that's so much worse.
And then they heard of Hard Home and they were like, okay, I'm gonna watch episode 9. And then they were, oh, what the fuck?
So nobody's watching it anymore now.
Yeah, I think this was, in any other TV show, and that child would not have burnt at the stake.
No, that's...
No way.
No way. I'm still not sure it happened.
Yeah, it was...
That's really Game of Thrones for you.
Yes, but compared to the Sansa thing, I think this was a very powerful scene.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Sansa thing was powerful too, but this was much more powerful.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think,
And perhaps necessary for the plot as well, because now we really know that Stannis will do anything to become the king.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no longer any limit to what he will do.
Yeah, that is true. But there's no guarantee. He could die next episode, or he could...
I think actually that Stannis... I don't think Stannis will survive the next episode.
Okay.
I think he will die in the season finale.
And that would make his sacrifice really meaningless.
Yes.
In Game of Thrones fashion.
Yeah, so my new prediction is Stannis dies and he's killed by Brienne.
Okay. Well, she has good reason.
Yes, she will gladly kill him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's move on to some other things than the wall.
Yes.
And this was, the last scene was like really emotional, this scene was really stupid, I think.
You mean the fact that they appear on the north side of the wall?
Why do they sail and land on the north side of the wall where the White Walkers are? Why do they not sail to the south? They have a port there at Eastwatch by the Sea, the easternmost of the guard towers.
Yes.
It's on the south side of the wall. They have a port there because they have warships that patrol so the Wildling can't go around. They have a port there. They should be able to land there. And if they insist to landing on the north side of the wall, why don't they cross the wall at Eastwatch by the Sea instead of walking 150 miles inland?
But didn't they say at some point that Castle Black has the only gate now? That all the other gates are barred?
They closed the other gates?
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't hear that.
I might be wrong.
I might be corrupted by the books where they actually have gates.
Yeah, but anyway, of course you would land south of the wall because you have to walk the same distance to Castle Black, north side and south side. So.
And being susceptible to the White Walkers and the others. And, it's suicide.
Yeah, and of course now he faces danger that Alistair Thorne won't let him in.
Yeah, that's even worse.
And actually, at this point, I think Alistair Thorne is an idiot to let them in.
Why?
Because they obviously pose an enormous danger to the Night Watch at this point. So his loyalty to his oath and to the Lord Commander is commendable.
Yeah.
And I actually expected him to not let them in. But of course, the whole setup is stupid.
Yeah, I feel insulted, really.
Yes.
It's are we not supposed to realize this? I mean,
and also that they exchange glances from a
200 meters.
Yeah, I think Alistair Thorne could have seen Jon's curly hair and maybe knew that it was Jon, but of course it can't see his eyes.
Yeah,
that's strange.
Yes, so they set up the whole scene just so that we could see the giant one more time and see the wall and see Alistair Thorne being grumpy. And but it was just a stupid scene. They could have just cut it completely and just say that they're back. Okay.
Yeah, but it's still better than some other stuff in this episode, which we'll get back to.
Just note one thing, Ollie is still angry with Jon.
Yes, and speaking about Ollie, if you ever go to Reddit, there is since a while back a Reddit group which is very popular, has about 1,500 members today. I checked, that is called Fuck Ollie, and it only includes hate on the character Ollie, not the actor but the character.
Yeah.
And then
who is invented for the TV series?
Yes,
or altered from the books.
They really hate him in that group.
Okay.
And then there's a group with like 18 members perhaps that's called Ollie Rules that tries to support Ollie.
Oh,
so today I became a member of Ollie Rules.
How dare you, sir?
Yes, but I did, my love for Ollie didn't go so deep, so I actually posted anything. So
okay.
But if you want to support or hate Ollie, go to reddit.com.
Okay. I won't.
But I think it's fairly obvious that Ollie is going to try to hurt Jon Snow.
Okay.
And I don't know what good story can come out of that.
And then Jon gets to cut off another head. If Ollie rebels against him, right?
Yeah, that will be uninteresting.
You don't like beheadings?
The wildlings that walk through Castle Black, are they going straight out of Castle Black to the gift? They were just going through Castle Black, right? And then they were walking out the south gate. Straight to the gift. That was my impression.
Well, the gift is basically the whole area south of the wall.
Yeah.
The gift that is given from the king to the Night's Watch.
Will they be able to survive in the gift? Or is this just really good climate for them still? That it isn't that cold south of the wall for them?
Better, yeah, well, it's better than north of the wall at least.
Yeah, they should be able to survive in winter.
Well, the Night's Watch has lots of food storage because they have to survive the whole winter.
Yeah, but how much food do they have when Stannis had these 6,000 soldiers there for quite a while?
Yeah, now there's like 5,000 or 10,000 wildlings or something. So it's small compared to the number of people there. So they have to figure out some other way also to...
Hey, wait, I figured it out why they have to go on the north side.
Why?
Because Wun, the giant, he couldn't swim and he couldn't get on the boat. So they had to go by the...
So everybody had to join.
Yeah, they were like, we're not giving up on you, Wun. You are the last of the giants.
So we waded along the coast for a while and then...
and then they went inland. And then the boat sank.
Disclaimer, that's not the real theory. I'm going to say that on behalf of you.
Damn it.
Let's move south. Way south to Dorne.
Way too far south.
Way too far south. And we have this little scene with Jaime and Doran and Elaria and Tristan and Myrcella, where Doran is trying to make peace with Jaime.
Yes.
And it tells Jaime that he won't kill him. Instead, he will send him back to King's Landing with Myrcella and Tristan.
Yes.
And Tristan will then take his uncle's seat in the small council.
Very reasonable proposal.
Very reasonable. He wants to make peace, not war.
Yeah, let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
Why is Elaria in the room?
Because that's good dramatic effect.
Yeah, it felt like fast forward on this plot line, so we can resolve several things in the same scene.
She's in there to insult Jaime.
And I think Doran makes a wonderful point. Why couldn't you just have sent a raven? And I think that sort of resolves the entire Dorne plotline, because they should have skipped everything in Dorne, because it's definitely the worst part of the season.
Yeah.
And then they could just say, Raven, hey, why did you send this threatening message? And then Doran could have responded, oh, that wasn't us, it was some stupid rebel.
Yeah.
We want this. Put Tristan in the council and you can have Myrcella back. Okay.
Yeah.
And then they could have resolved the plotline in 2 scenes.
It's funny how they can... Yeah.
Because I think this plotline has failed miserably. And they were...
It just took up time.
Yeah, they were blinded by this fantastic castle they could film in. And it's like the castle is the best part of the Dorne scenes.
Yeah. Well, I blame it all on Oberyn Martell, who... I mean, this character was so well received in season 4.
So they had to do more.
Everybody want more Dorne. So then, okay, we'll do more Dorne then. We'll do less Iron Islands and less other things and do more Dorne. We don't have a plot really. Well, we have kind of a plot, but we'll corrupt it.
There was a plot in the books that was good, but we're not going to use that because it'll take too long time.
Yeah, they took parts of the plot, and then they like, oh, but let's throw in Jaime and Bronn, and yeah, it's.
I think Dorne is like the Hobbiton of Westeros because it's far too nice. It's like there is a rebellion, but it's like 4 people, and they are not really that dangerous. And sort of you get poisoned, but then you immediately get the antidote.
Oh.
You are captured, but then you are released.
Yeah, you strike a royalty, and then you get spanked.
Yes, it's like it's by far the best of the 7 kingdoms. I would live in Dorne, no question.
It's the furthest away from the White Walkers also.
And they have a ruler that doesn't want to go to war. It's like he's reasonable, and like the place is it's San Francisco. God.
What's the whole point of being a ruler if you don't want to go to war?
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah.
But I think Prince Doran is amazing. That's great character.
Yeah. He is, and he's played very well by Alexander Siddig also.
Yeah, and I think Elaria is like she was cool in season 4, but she's just so strange in this season.
So after that scene, we go down to the dungeons.
Oh, we have to hit Bronn in the face, right?
Well, first they go down to the dungeons.
Oh yeah.
And Nymeria and Tywin is playing the slapping game.
I think the only reason they give so much time to these sand snakes.
It's Pedro Pascal's fault.
Yeah, but the only reasonable reason is if they go with them. If they go with Tristan and Marcella.
Okay.
As their guards or something. And they are a vital part of season 6.
Yeah.
But otherwise they're just wasting our time with this slap game. It's like they're really. It seems like they're really eager to build character on these Sand Snakes. So if this is the last we see of the Sand Snakes, because this plotline is now resolved, and I don't think we'll see anything from Dorne in episode 10.
Yeah.
And if this is the last we see of the Sand Snakes, then this is a mystery.
Yeah.
It's like really bad writing.
Oh. And then that's when they bring Bronn up, and he gets punched in the face as punishment.
Yeah, and he's great. That pie looks delicious.
I guess they don't feed them in the dungeons, otherwise it would be so uppity, so to say.
Yeah.
One thing I forgot though, when Doran is like dealing with Jaime, it's like so Tristain's going to get the seat on the small council and blah blah. He's assuming that Jaime is running the show, or that Jaime has enough power to see to it.
Yeah, and Jaime assumes that too, or is lying.
Yeah, it seemed to me that, so Jaime is now maybe accepting the fact that he has to go back to King's Landing and put his foot down.
Yes. And
take command, so that things are done the way that Doran wants them to be made.
That sounds good too.
I mean, there's a big power vacuum, so...
Yes.
Yes, we didn't see that this episode, but yeah.
I think we'll spend a lot of time seeing that power vacuum resolved in the next episode.
I think so too. Absolutely. And then we have this scene where Doran makes Elaria swear her allegiance to him.
Yeah, so while Stannis is Agamemnon sacrificing his daughter, Doran is Julius Caesar. He's forgiving people once. He
believes in second chances, not third chances.
Great line.
Mm-hmm. And then Elaria has a private conversation with Jaime.
Yeah, what was that about?
That I guess I just zoned out from I watched the scene twice, and I didn't get anything from it other than he's writing badly because he has to use his left hand.
Yeah, what was that scene about? It was.
Let's move on from that.
Yeah, okay, let's move on.
Let's move all the way to Braavos.
Braavos.
Where Arya goes to visit the Thin Man.
Yes. And
right before she's gonna then assumedly poison him, she starts to fiddle with this flask that she had in one place and had to move to another place.
So really sloppy assassination attempt.
Yeah, it's like, do you remember this flask from last episode? Let's show it again so people know it's there. Let's assume that people don't remember anything.
I think Arya is taking like 3 steps back as an assassin. She felt pretty badass in the last episode. Yeah, she's like making mistakes all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just felt, do we really have to remind her of this? And then she sees Sir Meryn Trant with Mace Tyrell landing.
As we expected.
As we expected, because they had been in the TARDIS and it took forever for them to travel. this whole time seem doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think Littlefinger could do 4 laps around Westeros in the time it took the ship.
Yeah.
And how far did Tyrion go in the same time?
Yeah, exactly. No, it
must have been the slowest pleasure cruise.
Exactly. If this would have happened in like episode 2 or something, I guess then that Arya is like the scene that takes place with Arya in this episode actually happened long before. That's the only way to explain it.
Yeah, of course, that could be the case, but it's very unclear in that case.
Yeah, but so then we have some kind of time lapse, a la Quentin Tarantino or something, where things are taking place in the wrong. We're not watching it chronologically.
Yeah.
Or when the Tyrion the stories of the Iron Bank greets Mace Tyrell and asks about the travel, if Mace would have said, "Oh, we had terrible shot on the wrong winds, we had to wait forever," or we got lost. That could have worked. Or we got lost, or something about the trip being bad.
Yes.
Then why didn't they just insert that? Then? No, they didn't. Instead they have Mace Tyrell speaking of King Maegor III, who of course never existed. I don't know what the point was of that. Showing off his ignorance of history, or I don't know.
Or if they have changed the Targaryen kings for the show, I think there are other inconsistencies in the history of the Targaryen kings between the show and the books.
Yeah, I don't really care if they talk about kings that didn't exist. It's just,
I actually liked Mace Tyrell in this scene. Mm-hmm. I think he was quite funny by being so incredibly embarrassing.
And according to his guardsman, he has a nice voice.
Yes, I think he did. I think he could give Bronn a competition in Westeros Best Singer.
But why is he... Okay,
and the text of the song was pretty interesting too.
I don't remember the text of the song.
Okay, that's homework for you, listener. Listen to what he actually sings.
Okay.
Because that could be foreboding.
But when Arya is watching them, she's watching Marion Trant, of course, who is on here.
She's so sloppy. She's
worst poker face ever.
Just gawking at him.
It's just... Yeah, no training at all of a sudden. What has she been learning?
She has forgotten everything.
She's
pretty far from being nobody.
It doesn't make any sense, and you know what makes even less sense? The fact that Mace Tyrell is guarded by Lannister guardsmen.
Yes. He
can muster 70,000 soldiers on his own, and he
wasn't he like honored by the appointment and confused?
Yeah, he was honored by the appointment of the King's Guardsman Marion Trant.
Yes.
Yes, but then he also has Lannister guardsmen. They are no special. They're just Lannister guards.
Yeah, that was strange.
He should have been accompanied by Tyrell guardsmen or knights.
Of course.
Yeah. If he has 70,000 soldiers, he should be able to bring some bodyguards with him when he goes abroad, but he didn't.
No, nobody misses him, not even the Tyrells.
Okay, so Arya is of course like dumbfounded by this.
How do you interpret Marion Trant's glance at Arya here, Thomas?
Well, there's several glances. There's one in the whorehouse.
Yeah, but these first glances.
This first glance is more like suspicion, I think.
When I looked at it the second time, knowing that he was now a pedophile, they might be interpreted as like pedo glances.
Pedolust. Yeah, well, she's probably too old for him.
I don't think so. I think she's in the perfect age for
pedophile.
For Marion Trant.
Okay.
Or affectionately known as Pedo Bear. Sir Pedo Bear.
Disclaimer, there's no affection actually in that. Okay, so then Arya goes back to the House of Black and White and tells Jaqen a straight-faced lie.
Wait a minute, she has to go to the brothel first.
No, that's afterwards.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
She goes back and...
No, that's the last thing she does. She comes back and then she has to do work, so she can't go.
No.
She goes straight to the brothel, I'm fairly sure.
Okay, well, I'm sure of the other one. But okay, so you as a listener, you have to tell us, is Thomas right that she goes back to Jaqen H'ghar first?
Or is Dan right?
That she goes to the brothel first.
Yes.
And then goes back to the House of Black and White and tells Jaqen a straight-faced lie that, the Thin Man wasn't hungry today.
Exactly. And do you think Jaqen H'ghar believes her?
She has been playing the game of faces.
Yes. But
I don't think she's a master. And I think she really showed today that she wasn't a master. So I think that he knows that there's something wrong.
Yep.
So I don't think he believes her, but it's...
But he lets it play out.
He lets it slide.
Okay, over to the brothel.
Okay, so Meryn Trant and the Lannister guardsman goes to the brothel, and we here say that okay, so Meryn Trant is a pedophile.
Yes.
But because apparently we need more reasons to hate him.
Apparently.
Is this like a justification then for Arya to kill him? A fresh justification?
This is the Make Villains episode.
Or is it more like an angle for Arya how to get to him?
I still like him better than Stannis.
Plague or cholera?
Did you notice the prostitute that let Arya in?
The one that's...
Did you recognize her?
The hungry one?
Yes, the one who wanted oysters
Who-
for her
no,
lover. She's a recurring character in the show. She was in season 4.
Okay.
She was the prostitute with Salador Sam when Davos comes to visit him.
Okay.
And she was also her regular customer, the one that she always met in the morning. That was the same prostitute.
Oh, so you recognized her face?
Yeah.
You actually looked at her face?
Yes, I did. I always look at women's faces first. I promise you.
Before I forget, because I did forget, back in Stannis' camp,
Yes.
when Davos is leaving camp, for a moment there I thought I saw Theon Greyjoy sitting there shivering.
Wow, that would be awesome.
But he had a very long beard. Much big, so he must have grown a very big beard inside the TARDIS or something.
I have to look at that.
But then I looked,
Fake beard.
but then I looked at it again and like, no, I don't think this is Theon Greyjoy.
Oh, I have to look at that.
But first glance I'm like, wow, he's infiltrated. But why would Ramsay take Reek with him? Well, I guess he could take him with him on the
It could
infiltration.
be part of Ramsay's mind games.
But maybe he was there, and that's a sick infiltration thing, and maybe he has a fake beard, or maybe he grows one really quickly.
Wow.
But just, yeah, go and watch that again.
So are we done with the brothel? He needs a fresh young thing next day, and that is obviously Arya, I think.
Do you think he was about to recognize Arya?
No, I think maybe there was a flash of recognition, but I don't think he
Yeah,
knows who she is.
it looked like he was like trying to figure out where he had seen that face before.
Yes.
But I mean, all it is for her to do is, since it has been several years since they saw each other, and she's growing up so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, all she has to do is just put on a good poker face, and he won't recognize her.
Yeah. But she
because
isn't.
Yeah, everybody thinks she's dead.
Yeah. And she's just standing there staring at him.
Yeah, as I'm like, oh, don't recognize who I am.
And I fear for her if she goes back to the brothel in the next episode and tries to assassinate him.
Yeah.
She seems to be so sloppy now that she might very well fail.
And this is the guy who killed Syrio Forel.
Yeah, and then maybe she has to be saved by Jaqen H'ghar, who is obviously super Jesus.
Yeah, but Syrio Forel was no slouch either. So.
No.
Of course, he had a wooden stick against the guy with a steel sword and the full plate armor.
Is he truly dead? Maybe he survived. Maybe he shows up at the brothel.
Maybe he's Jaqen H'ghar.
That's another theory, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to
I must conclude that I have liked this plot all season, and I was very disappointed in this episode for the Arya plot.
Yeah, because she's all of a sudden she's back to square one.
Yeah, and we have spent all this time in the House of Black and White. I could buy that she was a badass now, given all the things that happened in season 4 and 3 as well.
Yeah,
I would if she has just. Well, in next episode, if she just goes by the Thin Man, kills him, and then goes to the brothel and kills Meryn Trant.
Yeah.
That's the way I want to see Arya's story arc end for this season.
and not be upset about it, or just be like,
Just kill them efficiently.
yeah,
And go back and say.
that's what we demand right now.
Yeah, and tell Jaqen
Death.
H'ghar, a girl.
A girl kicks
did
ass.
an extra thing.
Yeah, exactly. Extra credit.
Extra points.
A+ for effort. I agree. So let's move on then to Marine,
Yes.
where we have Dany and Tyrion and Histar and Dario and Missandei. They're all watching the gladiators fight.
Yes.
And and first we have the quick guy against the strong guy.
Yeah, we have Dario just really being the fifth wheel in this marriage. It's like he's between them,
Yeah.
talking crap to Histar. And it's quite entertaining. I love the way it ended.
Well, at least Histar got right in that.
Yeah, and
the strong guy can also win.
Tyrion has some good lines there, and my father would have liked you.
Yeah, I find there's quite enough violence in the world. I don't need it in my leisure time as well.
Yeah, that was good.
And just because something is, it does, or what is it? Just because it's always been a certain way doesn't mean that it has to be that way in the future, or something of that sort. So Histar Histar hasn't had many lines. Now he got quite a few lines at least.
Yeah, this was the biggest character development we saw for Histar ever.
Yeah, I think so. And then we have after that two guy fight.
He's super suspicious. Where were you? Well, I was only looking that everything is in order. Like, oh, you are suspicious.
Okay, and then so what do you think he did then? Or
maybe just checked that everything was in order. That people got their seats, and he felt responsible as the future.
If he was the one giving orders to the Sons of the Harpy when to strike, he wasn't giving very good orders because of what happened to him later. So.
Yes.
But before that, we have another fight with 6 guys.
Yes.
And I like the different styles. Then they had the Marine Champion with the spear. Then they had a Dothraki Rider with the Arak. And we had the Bravosi Water Dancer with the Floretto. And we had the Norvoso Priest with the big axe.
Yeah.
Then we had some other guy with a sword and shield. Not sure what he was supposed to be. And then we had the Westerosi Knight.
That was good.
And I thought the fights were mostly good. Some silliness, like when Jorah is like rolling around on the ground.
Nobody ever finishes Jorah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the water dancer, he needed to mind his surroundings, of course.
Yep.
And but you didn't like the choreography very much, did you?
No, it's hard not to compare this with Spartacus Stars series, and they were pretty good at doing the gladiatorial combat things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they were way ahead of this choreography, and it felt kind of lethargic. That everything was slow, and you sort of start to wonder if it's because Ian Glenn is quite old and he couldn't do things fast, or
the guy playing your
yes. So I think it felt pretty slow, and
it felt pretty fast when
the
he was.
Final move was.
The final move, they're rolling around on the ground.
It reminded me of kind of the martial art movies I made when I was a teenager.
That bad, huh?
We had moves like that.
Yeah. I felt when he fought the water dancer, I felt that it sped up a little bit.
Yeah.
I felt that was that looked more real than some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
But well, so it was okay fight.
But it wasn't the good part of this scene.
And then, of course, the shit hits the fan when all the Sons of the Harpy attacks.
I think that was amazing. The spear throw, and you were like, "Why is Jorah throwing a spear at Daenerys?"
Yeah.
And the reveal of the Harpies, that was great.
Mm-hmm. Good fight, and it looked like Histar is not the one behind the Sons of the Harpy then, because he got killed by the Sons of the Harpy.
Could they have betrayed him?
They could have.
Yeah.
They could have, but I assume not. I just assume that he was not the one.
Who then?
Yeah, who then? In the books, there's some other characters that we also learn of, but in the TV series, we only have Histar, basically.
Yeah, so there's nobody else to... and where the hell are the Second Sons?
Where are the Second Sons, and where are the rest of the Unsullied? And why did she bring just Unsullied that don't know how to fight?
Yeah, why did she bring the bad Unsullied?
Yeah, and just like 10 or 15, 20 of them. Where's the rest of them? In the books, they kick ass.
And here they are like stormtroopers from Star Wars. They're like, they just fall over.
Yeah, exactly. As opposed to the Spartans from the 300 movie. In the books, it's.
Look at what the Sons of the Harpy do. They mostly kill masters before they enter the fight. They stab people in the audience, and they stab a lot of masters.
Well, they must be the new masters then.
Yeah, and they don't stab the slaves. They sort of push slaves aside.
Well, they stab the people with the nice clothes.
Yes.
And push the people with the poor clothes aside.
Yes.
But if you're assuming that the new rich people are the old poor people,
or maybe they are not masters at all.
Okay, so maybe they're slaves who still hate Daenerys because.
Or maybe they are from another of the slave cities. Maybe they're from Yunkai or something.
Oh, Yunkai or Astapor.
Because they look awfully good at fighting. And nobody was good at fighting in Marine, were they? Or who fought in Marine? Who was the Marine army?
Well, some of it, I think it was partly slave, partly free people.
Okay.
Like the champion who tried to fight Dario.
It was definitely not masters, right?
No, the guy who the champion who wanted to fight Dario outside of Marine, he was like one of the highest born, the noblest people. So they had some really noble people in the army. Yeah. But I think they also had slave fighters. So it's kind of a mix there.
So I think there's definitely a question about who the Sons of the Harpy are. If we have assumed that they are a resistance force organized by the masters, but maybe that's not the case at all. Well, and that would kind of explain why the Unsullied have this little success against them, if they are also trained at fighting.
But the Unsullied are also better armed, and
and the Unsullied never tried to do shield walls and stuff. That's so disappointing.
Yeah, well, I mean, when they had enough of them, they still weren't able to keep the shield wall. And this episode, I mean, they were like spread out, so they couldn't do it until the end of the scene.
And I must repeat the question: where are the second sons? If you are a badass mercenary, don't you want to go to the gladiatorial games? And even if you're not allowed to guard Daenerys for some stupid reason, they should have been in the audience. Yeah. And there are 2,000 of them.
Yeah. So I mean, there should be at least a few hundred of them, even if some of them are on guard duty somewhere else.
Yes.
There should be hundreds of them at least, if not thousands, in the audience.
And
Unsullied maybe also, just off-duty Unsullied could also be in the audience.
Yes. I definitely could see the dragon coming from pretty far away.
But still, it was a very good scene when she sees, I mean, when Dany sees herself surrounded and almost gives herself up. I don't know, she closes her eyes. Maybe it's because she's trying to summon Drogon, or maybe it's just like, okay, now I'm gonna die, so she's trying to make peace.
And last time we seen Drogon, he was in Valyria, and now he's randomly here.
Well, he can fly a lot faster than people can sail ships, so...
Yeah, but why is he here right now?
Plot armor, TARDIS...
I was actually forced by another podcast to listen to the book sequence about this.
Okay.
And I was way impressed by the book here, actually. I think it was... everything was a lot better.
Okay.
That Drogon was attracted by the blood and the fighting. And that he... pretty much. That was how I interpreted it, that he just wanted to get in on the action and eat some people. And that Daenerys actually had to tame him, pretty much. And Daenerys then did something instead of just being saved by Dragon Ex Machina.
Yeah, here it was more like he was coming there to save her, more than just randomly arriving to have some food.
Yeah, and that made the Drogon seem more dangerous as well. But I love the fact that he is just a teenage dragon and they could actually hurt him.
A little bit at least, yeah.
I was so worried for Drogon. I was like, no, what if Drogon dies?
Yeah, that would suck.
And did you notice that he stopped breathing fire after the spears hit him?
Well, I noticed he stopped breathing fire. Oh, so you mean that the spears might have interrupted his fire breathing?
Maybe they hit like his fire gland or something that...
I don't know.
Makes the fire.
Did you notice that he burned at least one Unsullied?
Yeah, I noticed that. I also noticed his awesome landing on top of two guys.
Lots of awesome things with him. But I feel, even though we're complaining about the scene, I still love the scene.
Yeah, I think it's hard awesome. Not to love a scene with the dragon kicking ass and then...
saving her from a hopeless situation.
Yeah, I've heard people complaining a lot about the flight, the special effect, comparing it to the Never-Ending Story.
Oh, I liked it.
Dragon, but I loved it. It was like dragon kicking ass, a Targaryen riding a dragon. Was there some sort of bond forged here that being actually accepted as a dragon rider was a thing, that they formed some sort of link?
Yeah. I mean, they're supposed to put the dragon egg in the cradle with the baby. Apparently that didn't happen. I mean, obviously...
it was fairly close to Daenerys, at least when it hatched.
Yeah, but I mean, then that was a kid, so they bonded to a kid rather than a grown woman.
Alright.
But there's other stuff also. But But we might learn in the show. I don't know if we're going to learn or not.
Okay, so does she need to bond the other dragons to her, or do they need to bond to another rider?
I'm not sure if we're supposed to know this or not. Or
okay. Oh well, don't say anything more about it.
We'll
like soon reach the end of the books, right? There's not much left.
No, exactly. There's not much left of the books.
But this is definitely book stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this scene. I mean, it was kind of. It wasn't. There wasn't a big rebellion in the arena in the books. It was more just. There was other things going on, of course, but.
Okay.
But this made it better. I think. Yeah.
I think this was great.
I think this was great. I mean, both this scene and the Shireen scene is great.
Yes.
Then we had some other stuff that we didn't like as much, but...
Now I'll get some hate, but I think this was more epic, this fight in the arena, than Hard Home.
Yeah, I agree. It was more epic for me also.
Yes.
Okay.
One more thing. Did she just abandon everyone? She's like, I'm gonna flee from here. I'm gonna save my dragon and hell with everyone.
Well, where did she go? Did she go to the palace, or did she go to Westeros, or where did she go?
I think she should have gone to the other dragons and let them out.
Okay.
Because then she would have 3 dragons instead of 1 dragon.
Unleash hell, basically.
Yes.
What should she do to Meereen now? Should she just burn it down? I mean, she must be so disappointed. She's done everything that the wise master said that they wanted her to do.
Yeah, and her main advisor who actually knew anything about Meereen is now dead.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, and I don't think we'll see anything more from Meereen, or maybe a little scene.
Okay, so you think the episode 10 and the last episode of the season will not be in Meereen at all?
I think there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen in episode 10. I think this could have been the big finale for the Meereen plot.
I think so too, and I definitely think there's a big potential for the last episode of the season to be the best episode 10 ever.
Wow!
So I'm gonna predict that actually. I'm gonna say that next episode can be. Let's hope I'm right also. But
I think this might be the weakest episode 9, but of the series, but it's still very good.
Oh, it's so. I mean, it's so hard to say it's the worst episode 9 ever. But
I think the other episodes 9 were pretty good.
Which would be the
execution of Ned Stark.
Which would be the? I mean, yeah. Okay, so that's season 1, yeah.
Yeah, the Blackwater.
The Battle of Blackwater Bay, yeah.
Red Wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And Watchers on the Wall.
Yeah, the Fight of the Wall. I think. Which one of those 4 would you think was the weakest?
Ned Stark, probably.
Yeah, I would think that the Fight of the Wall was the weakest of those.
I love that.
The Red Wedding is of course the favorite still.
Yeah.
But I mean, you had both the Meereen thing and you had the Shireen thing.
Yes.
Here, so you had the double whammy.
Episode.
Yeah, and you had the whole Hard Home thing. I mean, if you would have put Hard Home in this episode and called it episode 9, you'd be like, oh well, it's still a good episode 9. Yes. But you topped that.
And I think they spent their energy on Hard Home more than they did on this episode. And the budget.
Oh, they think of more budget for Hard Home than for Meereen?
Yeah. They spent several months shooting Hard Home.
Mm-hmm. That might have been... So maybe that was more expensive. I don't know. I mean, it's so hard to say.
I think that was meant to be the big thing of the season.
Do you think they changed their minds then? Or
no, they just wanted to not get stuck in the episode 9 thing.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, when they sent out for... I think I mentioned this before, but they sent out to get extras for the Meereen thing. They got 86,000 replies.
Wow.
So they could have as many extras as they wanted for this was in Spain, so that's where they filmed Dawn things and Meereen things mostly.
Okay.
So I think they used a lot of those extras for the Meereen. I think the Hard Home thing was filmed in Great Britain or something. Maybe Northern Ireland, I'm not sure. Not Spain anyway.
I think it was Northern Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm impressed.
Me too.
Anything else for this episode?
No.
So we're looking forward to the season finale.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Mother's Mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Where we'll probably get the Battle of Winterfell and the resolution Cersei's trial then.
Mm-hmm.
But shouldn't there be...
And more good stuff also.
Oh, more good stuff.
I hope.
Like it.
I hope.
I like it. Well, let's speak to you next week then.
Yeah, let's hope so.
You can find us at Hard Nerd Cafe on YouTube. You can find us on iTunes as Game of Thrones Chat, and on Facebook as Game of Thrones Chat, as some of you have. Very nice growth on Facebook users. Please give us an iTunes review. That would be sweet. Well, see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you.
Game of Thrones, fucking Game of Thrones, yeah. Game of Thrones, yeah. Game of Thrones, fucking Game of Thrones, fucking Game of Thrones, fucking Game of Thrones, fucking Game of Thrones, yeah. Game of Thrones, yeah. Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones, fucking Game of Thrones, fucking Game of Thrones, yeah. Game of Thrones, yeah. Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones, fucking Game of Thrones, fucking Game of Thrones, fucking Game of Thrones, yeah.
Det är också Ramsay som har bestämt att vi
There are swords and things doing lightning tricks, and they'll take you out if you try to beat them. They'll kill you and stop you and make you Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, fucking Game of Thrones, fucking Game of Thrones. In the lightning they come to take on everyone, and you know
han är samma ställe.
Game of fucking Thrones. Game of Thrones, fucking Game of Thrones, fucking Game of.
Ja, det är inte bara de som lever i böckerna.
Och där är det.
Ja.